only about 3% of adults have clear written goals. 3%, and something tells me that you're not part of the 3%. If you think I'm judging you unfairly, then where's the list of your life goals? Be it career goals, family goals, financial goals, fitness goals, and so on. Where is it? See what I'm saying? You can relax though, because I'm not doing any better either. Anyway, your goals are like your map. They give you a life direction. So if you do not have clarity around them, then you're not likely to take any meaningful steps towards achieving them. And this lack of clarity causes you to procrastinate. For instance, if you're not clear on what you're supposed to achieve at work, then how would you know what to work on? Imagine getting a new job and the first day of work, no one tells you what your objectives are. Let's say you're supposed to deliver a letter to a certain town, but the person sending you doesn't tell you whether it's in Nairobi, Kisumu, Eldoret, Dar es Salaam, Addis. So how are you supposed to even begin your journey? In which direction will you head? Is it north, west, south, or east? Exactly. So goals give you a sense of direction, however general it may be. Now, if you're struggling with setting your goals, here are 7 simple steps to help you out. So step number 1, decide exactly what you want. Be crystal clear on this. If it's work, have a discussion with your manager and get to know what exactly is expected of you and in what order. As Stephen Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a book that I highly recommend, as he says, before you begin scrambling up the ladder of success, make sure it is leaning against the right building. Step number 2, write it down. Brian Tracy says that a goal or an objective that is not in writing is merely a wish or a fantasy. So what happens when you write your goals down is that you give them life and they become tangible. This also gets rid of any confusion or vagueness, and with clarity, you're less likely to procrastinate. So step number 3, set a deadline for your goal. Set sub-deadlines if necessary. If I give you 2 weeks to complete a project, it will take you 2 weeks to do it. If I give you 1 day, you will complete it within a day. If I don't give you a deadline, then you're more likely to keep procrastinating and probably never submit it. Work expands or contracts to fit the time allocated for its completion. That's Parkinson's law. So deadlines basically give goals some urgency, and a goal without a deadline has no real beginning or end. And this lack of clarity around timelines leads to procrastination, which affects productivity. So step number 4, make a list of everything that you can think of that you have to do to achieve your goal. So Brian Tracy advises that you have a master list of all the things that you need to do in the long term, the medium term, and immediately. You can keep adding items on this list as the days go by. So from the master list, you can create your monthly list where you have everything that you need to do in the coming month. Then have a weekly list where items from the monthly list are transferred. Now this weekly list, you'll prepare it on, let's say, a Sunday. Just take like an hour and prepare what you're going to do the coming week. Then using your weekly list, you can prepare your daily to-do list. Personally, I've just been doing the daily list, but I think it's time I start preparing a weekly and monthly one as well. So yes, planning each day or even week or month in advance helps you to get going and keep going. And you'll realize that as you tick off items on your to-do list every time that you complete them, you get motivated to keep moving forward and therefore beat procrastination. Step number 5, organize the list into a plan. Decide what you need to do and what can wait until later. Brian Tracy shares an interesting statistic in the book. He says that every minute spent planning saves about 10 minutes in execution. So if you take just 10 minutes every morning and plan out your day, you will save up to 2 hours in wasted time throughout the day. And the better the plan, the easier it will be for you to overcome procrastination. So I like planning my days the night before. This is actually the last thing I do every night before going to bed. It gives me a sense of control over my schedule, and when I wake up the next morning, I already know what I need to work on first and in what sequence the other events follow. So the author proposes using boxes or circles with lines and arrows showing the sequence and relationship of each goal to the next. This is actually something that I personally do, not just with goals, but with almost everything else. So if you take a look at my notebook, you'll see exactly what I mean. Anyway, on to step number 6, which is take action on your plan immediately. Like Nike, just go ahead and do it. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So Brian Tracy says you can accomplish the biggest task in your life by disciplining yourself to take it just one step at a time. Your job is to go as far as you can see. You will then see far enough to go further. So I feel like this is a good point for me to throw in a Martin Luther King Jr. quote, which says you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step and then keep taking the next step until you get to your destination. Step number 7, resolve to do something every single day that moves you toward your major goal. Write a few words every single day. Learn a few words of a foreign language daily. Read a few pages of a book every single day. Whatever the goal is, never miss a day. Keep the streak alive.